The Sacred Scandal of Wakanda. Episode 2, Consequences and Confessions. In the aftermath of the scandal, Omoya is swept up in a whirlwind of emotions. Pastor Adebayo, once a beacon of strength and leadership, now finds himself heartbroken and humiliated by Ayadeo's affair with Omolara. Struggling to forgive both his wife and himself, he begins to question his faith. As Pastor Adebayo prays, his mind is flooded with memories of the day he learned of Ayadeo's betrayal. He recalls the whispers of the villagers, their looks of pity and judgment, and the overwhelming feelings of anger and sadness. The tears on his face reflect his ongoing struggle to reconcile his emotions. Sitting alone in his empty church, Pastor Adebayo's weary face mirrors the void he feels inside. Flashbacks of happier times with Ayadeo are interspersed with moments of public humiliation. Kneeling in prayer, he seeks strength and guidance to navigate this tumultuous period. Ayadeo, once admired for her kindness and beauty, now faces the harsh judgment of the village. Shunned by many, she dedicates herself to raising Oluwaseun, finding solace in her son's innocent smile. Her journey is marked by inner turmoil and outward resilience as she seeks redemption and acceptance in a community that no longer trusts her. Walking through the village with Oluwaseun in her arms, Ayadeo encounters cold stares and whispered judgments. Her once bright and confident demeanor is now replaced by a somber, reflective look. Familiar places feel foreign as she bears the weight of the villagers' disapproval with each step. Seeking solace, Ayadeo retreats to a secluded spot by the river, where she finds a moment of peace watching Oluwaseun play. His infectious laughter brings a rare smile to her face. Her thoughts turn to the future, hoping that her son will grow up without the shadow of her past mistakes looming over him. Oluwaseun's playful and innocent nature begins to melt the villagers' hearts. He helps elders, plays with other children, and brings joy to those around him, becoming a catalyst for Omoya's healing process. The villagers start to see him not as a reminder of the scandal, but as a symbol of new beginnings. His genuine kindness and cheerful disposition remind the villagers of the good that can come from even the darkest situations. This shift in perception changes how the villagers view Ayadeo and her past, beginning the process of gradual healing. Pastor Adebayo continues his pastoral duties, though his heart remains heavy. His sermons evolve, focusing on themes of forgiveness and redemption, resonating deeply with the villagers. These messages sow seeds of compassion and understanding among the people. Delivering a sermon that reflects his inner turmoil, Pastor Adebayo speaks of the pain of betrayal, the difficulty of forgiveness, and the strength needed to rebuild trust. His honesty and vulnerability touch many hearts in the congregation. After the sermon, an elderly woman named Mama Nkechi approaches Adebayo. She shares her own story of forgiving a friend who betrayed her years ago, encouraging him to continue on his path of healing. This conversation strengthens Adebayo's resolve to lead by example and find a way to forgive Ayadeo. Meanwhile, in the depths of the forbidden forest, Omolara leads a humble and isolated life, cut off from the community he once served. Reflecting on his actions and the pain he has caused, he starts to find a new purpose. The dense foliage and mystical aura of the forest symbolize both his physical and spiritual journey. Omolara collects herbs and practices traditional medicine, aiding wanderers and other exiles who cross his path. Through these interactions, he begins to find a sense of purpose and redemption. Omolara encounters Amina, a young woman injured while traveling through the forest. He tends to her wounds and provides food and shelter. Initially wary, Amina begins to trust Omolara and shares her story of escaping an abusive situation. Omolara listens, offering her both physical healing and emotional support. This interaction is a turning point for Omolara, showing him that he can still do good despite his past mistakes. Ayadeo is seen caring for Oluwaseun, teaching him values of kindness and humility. She spends time at the village's edge, tending to a small garden, symbolic of her efforts to nurture and rebuild her life. Despite the ostracism, she finds strength in her role as a mother and begins to reconnect with a few sympathetic villagers who offer quiet support. One day, Ayadeo visits the market, where she is met with cold stares and whispers. However, a young woman named Ifeoma approaches her and offers a smile. Having heard of Ayadeo's struggles, Ifeoma expresses her belief in second chances and offers to help Ayadeo with her garden. This small act of kindness reignites Ayadeo's hope that she can eventually be accepted again. Omolora, through his acts of kindness in the forest, starts to hear of the changes in Umoya. Villagers seeking his healing knowledge visit him, bridging his exile with his former home. These interactions highlight his path to redemption and the slow rebuilding of trust between him and the village. One evening, Omolora is visited by a young boy named Kofi, sent by his mother to seek Omolora's help. Kofi's mother, once a staunch critic of Omolora, now recognizes his value and seeks his assistance. Omolora helps Kofi and sends him back with remedies for his ailing mother, a small but significant step towards reconciliation. Years pass, and the village slowly starts to heal. Oluwaseun, now a young boy, embodies hope and the potential for a new beginning. His kindness and curiosity endear him to the villagers, who begin to see him as a symbol of the possibility of redemption and the future of Umoya. Despite the strained relationship, Ayadele and Pastor Adebayo work together to raise Oluwaseun, finding common ground in their love for their son. Their shared experiences and the trials they have faced together begin to forge a new, albeit different, bond between them. After years of silent suffering, Pastor Adebayo and Ayadele finally have a heartfelt conversation about their past, present, and future. They acknowledge their pain, express their regrets, and reaffirm their commitment to raising Oluwaseun together. This conversation marks a turning point, showing their path towards mutual forgiveness and understanding. As they sit by the river, Adebayo and Ayadele talk openly for the first time in years. Adebayo admits his struggle to forgive but acknowledges that holding onto anger is only hurting them both. Ayadele expresses her deep regret and desire to make amends. They agree to work together to create a better future for Oluwaseun, symbolizing a new beginning. The episode closes with Pastor Adebayo, Ayadele, and Oluwaseun standing together at the edge of their garden, looking towards the rising sun. The village, now showing signs of gradual healing and acceptance, prepares for a new day, symbolizing hope and the promise of redemption. Omolora's path towards redemption is slow but steady. His sincere efforts to atone for his past and his dedication to helping others start to change the way the villagers think about him. He remains a hermit, but his presence is felt in the village through the lives he touches. Umoya stands at the cusp of a new era. The scandal, though painful, has brought about a deeper understanding of forgiveness, resilience, and the power of community. The stage is set for further healing and the eventual redemption of all those involved. Thank you for watching. Should Omolora be allowed back into Umoya, a chief priest who was banished for getting Pastor Adebayo's wife pregnant? Like and share your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe.